Welcome. Hi, here we are. National Streaming Day. Welcome. It's live today. I'm saying hello to Rochelle. Thank you so much for moderating for us. I've just popped some questions into the chat. If you're watching this with us live or watching the replay, I thought today would be really special in honor of what we are doing in our 30-day journey of sacred celebration. And today's prompt, of course, here in day 20, oh my goodness, to celebrate your heart. I thought it would be helpful to kind of take it back to the basics. And as basic as this might be for some of you, if you aren't connecting with your heart energy as a natural, ongoing process in meditation, it may be very helpful for you as a tool, as a strategy, as a practice. I'm thinking about all of the ways that I teach this grounding technique to clients, all of the ways meaning how they use it. So, for example, to get in touch with how you're feeling, to better sense and know what you need in any given moment, certainly to be able to feel a sense of calm and connection and to be able to soothe yourself. There's so many wonderful opportunities for us to feel connected with who we are through the energy of our heart. And partly that's because there are the same type of neurons in the heart as there are in the brain. And the 40,000 neurons in the heart make it this perceptive organ. It's like we have the heart mind and the head mind, the brain, and we experience all the time this at times deliberation or contrast between what we're thinking and what we're feeling, or what we sense and what we are perhaps analyzing. So we are we are all the time we are using both systems, and we have the ability to allow the heart mind, as it's called, to rule, to help make choices and decisions for us. This is one of the things I'd like to share with you today. And I've invited you to get a notepad because there might be some questions that you are sensing your answers for from your heart space rather than from your mind. And it's an important tool to begin to practice and hone so that you can make decisions from both mind and heart, because there will be occasions where what is the right thing to do may not be what your analytical mind suggests. It might be very much a feeling sense, a heart driven response, and a knowing. So, with that, let's dive in. And if you have questions as we go in the chat about this experience, about this technique, please let me know. What I wanted to start with were just some of the ideas that I've dropped in the chat. Would you like to be able to live with your heart open more of the time? Would you like to feel safe with your heart open? Would you like to be kind more easily and naturally? And can kindness be felt as love? All important. When we hear the phrase, open your heart or live with your heart open, what that is suggesting is that we are living more of the time from this energetic, loving, compassionate space. And how we can do that best is noticing and recognizing when we are making decisions, thinking, analyzing, which is very much a mind construct. And then noticing how we can simply just drop into our heart center and then think about the same situation or person or our life experience or our decision, and notice how experiencing it, contemplating it from this feeling sense, this more compassionate understanding space, often can derive a very different outcome or answer for us. And so it's really important that we have that technique and tool. We have that ability to be able to ask, okay, I know what I'm I know what my mind is suggesting, but how do I feel about this? Or what do I know to be the right decision for me? And often that is different. And certainly it feels differently than what our analytical mind may decide. So, with that, I'm going to invite you to join me in an experiential practice. I'll invite you to close your eyes with me. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually connect with that heart energy by placing one or I have both of my hands on my heart center. And the purpose of this is so that you can actually feel that heart connection. I'll invite you to close your eyes and just connect with the energy here in your heart for the next couple of minutes. When I say connect, it's about focusing on your heart center and experiencing what you notice, just bringing it to life, being attentive to it. So you could be feeling the warmth of your hand on your clothing. You could be aware of your heartbeat, perhaps feeling energy beneath your hand. I invite you to go deeper still now, focusing on the heart space and the energy here. Imagine that you are connecting with a very pure and sacred part of you. Think of it as your source of truth and wisdom, your higher knowing. That is this beautiful space and energy of how you can know what is right and best for you. And it's important to also sense what this energy feels like. It's a very gentle, soft energy. As I'm sure you're feeling, it's soothing, it's calming. One of the things that I encourage clients to practice, I'm going to do this with you now. I'm going to encourage you to ask a question of your heart center. Remember, all the neurons in your heart are listening. So choose a question that you would like an answer to. Let it be a question that is important to you right now. Could be something simple or something elaborate, like what's my largest, biggest purpose for being here? Or it could be, what are the most important things I need to accomplish today? Or anything in between. Ask the question as if you're directing the question into your heart space, because you are. And then sense the answer that comes to you. I'm going to suggest a question for you, which is a great question for asking at any time. The question, what do I need in this moment? What do I need in this moment? What do I need in this moment? And remember to receive your answers. This is where you may want to record your answer. The idea is trusting in the sensory information, the sense, the feeling, even if there are words or the answer that you hear in your mind and heart, trusting in what you receive. For some of us, it could be a visual. The answer could be in picture form, in moving picture form. Many of us see words or hear words, right? We're feeling and sensing from within us. All right. And then I have another question for you. As you celebrate your heart and your heart wisdom. So directing your focus into your heart center, holding presence here. There are times when we need information that is so very specific for us, and maybe often, in fact, analyzing the question will not provide for us the same kind of information. So the question I have for you to ask your heart energy, what do I need to heal? What do I need to heal? Sense, feel, receive the answers from your heart energy. What do I need to heal? What do I need to heal? At first, it might seem like a very general question, and it is. However, you can ask more specifically. Maybe there's a conflict or something unresolved in your life, and you could ask specifically around that how you might heal that experience or situation. And again, to trust in what you're receiving as your answer. It's a it's like the practice effect of working out and seeing results, feeling stronger and being more flexible. It's like that as you ask questions and as you just hold the space for the answers to arrive, to be received more and more. Not only does it build your confidence, but the answers feel very much like this higher, wiser part of you is answering what information you need. In the chat, when I look back at the questions I've shared here, what would you, or rather, would you like to be kind more easily and naturally? And can kindness be felt as love? One of the proponents that I teach and what we are certainly working on together in Juno is the idea of practicing loving kindness, adopting a lifestyle and a life where you can be kindness and be love readily. And how we do that is we need to begin from a place first within ourselves of feeling a sense of peace, feeling wholeness, feeling love, feeling control and balance, grounded. All of these experiences are practices, and we achieve this practice through meditation, could be prayer, it could be through journaling, could be through um, being loving to our children, our loved ones, practicing kindness by being kind. And the idea of feeling safe, living with your heart open, is all about trusting that as you walk through life with your heart open and you being expressive of kindness, being not afraid to show your emotions, to be kind, to put yourself out there, to be friendly, to be happy. As you do this, and as you realize that not only does this help you to feel better, but it certainly acts as a waterfall and it spreads love and kindness to others. It then becomes and starts to become more and more a way of being. I remember one client that I treasure because she naturally had this very bubbly, happy, expressive, joyful demeanor. And it wouldn't matter what we were working on, that bubbliness, that almost larger than life, that happiness would resonate through her and very contagious, right? When you're around people that are happy and smiling and joking and laughing, you can't help but feel good with them. And as much as we explored often difficult issues and scenarios, there was this underlying sense of her being very connected to her heart energy and living from that place and being vulnerable, vulnerable in the sense of being able to laugh and be funny and joke, even as she was going through difficult things. That's a sense of holding your heart open. That's an example of living through your heart. It's an example of allowing yourself to be guided by what you feel, trusting in life to support you, and certainly holding reverence and happiness for all that's good in your life. So I think about her, I used to think about her a lot in terms of how is she able to do this? And of course, what she was doing was living with her heart open and trusting and being free, being herself. If we did that, if we all practiced just being ourselves, trusting that it matters most that we feel good, that we are happy and kind and loving. And of course, all of that positive emotion is spread and shared to others. If we trust in that, it becomes a very intuitive and also comfortable place to live. And so I would encourage you also to connect with your heart energy, your heart wisdom as a way of grounding yourself in the feeling of comfort and security and safety and love and kindness. Because when you do that for yourself and you begin the day with a 5-minute practice of connecting with your heart energy or longer, it becomes easy to share that openly and to be that in all moments, even through difficult situations. All right. That brings us to one question that I have for you that's kind of a big question, but I felt like at least I will share this and leave this with you, that you might want to write this question down and contemplate it because it is so big. I feel like it could be something that you practice with your connecting with your heart, asking of your heart, and then maybe you do this a number of different times. Each time coming back to the same question and noticing what more answers and information you are intuitively given. I wrote this question down earlier in my own meditation practice today. It's a big one. I'm going to put this in the chat for you. What is the totality of your life to be? What is the totality of your life to be? I think of that as a bigger than who we are question. It's like, what am I meant to be doing in this world? What's the totality of my life um, about? How can I live this in a bigger way? And yeah, it's a tiny question. Yeah, I didn't say it was tiny, but it is an important question. And so it begs like a return to it and to contemplate it, but not from here, from your heart, because that's where you're going to get a deeper, richer experience. So let's do this for a few moments together before we close. What is the totality of my life to be? Think about all that you're meant to do and experience and live and enjoy. What is the totality of my life to be? Remember, it's feeling the answer that is given from your heart space. What is the totality of my life to be? What is the totality of my life to be? It's a pretty big ask, isn't it? You would have a different answer if you were to ask this question of your thinking mind, most certainly. So when you ask this question or any question that you would like a deeper, truthful, completely honest, and often bigger than life answer, ask from your heart. Thank you so much for today. That was great. I'm going to invite you to check out our post today. A little bit later on, we're going to be sharing a little bit more on the heart and the heart brain. And of course, as always, it's great to just pop in and visit with you. Thank you so much for today. Thanks for being here with me. Thank you so much for the practice. It feels so important to be able to connect with yourself this way. It is how we remember that we are not simply physical beings. We are energy. We are so much bigger than what we think we are in all good ways. Thank you. All right. Until next time, I'll see you. Thank you so much for being here and namaste. Thank you. John, before we go, how do I best turn and express the joy that resides in my heart? Is that a question? It's a beautiful question. If you are feeling that expressive joy, it's an intention. Okay, beautiful. That's even better because that is something that you can hold on to all of the time. How do you best express the joy that resides in your heart? That's a wonderful question to ask. And hopefully, if you did, you have your answer and that you'll keep asking your heart center to receive that answer. I'm sure you got a beautiful answer. Do you want to share the answer you got when you asked that question? I feel like that question would prompt you to, in different ways, in different moments, to express your joy differently, all in the ways that you need to. It's a beautiful question, indeed. Thank you for sharing it. All right. I will see you all next time. Thank you so much for being here. Do this. Keep doing this. You're going to love doing this. Yes, there it is, John. React to the beauty of each moment. There it is. There's your answer. Now, that to me feels like, how could you possibly have thought of that? But you certainly intuitively felt that. How do you best express the joy that resides in your heart? React to the beauty of each moment. So beautiful. Thank you. I love that. And Rochelle loves that too. I love that so much. That's wonderful. Thanks for that. That's very beautiful, very perfect for what we're talking about. All right. I will be back here on the 29th. We're doing our sacred circle all live, which means we're going to be able to talk together in real time. And I look forward to that. And again, thank you all so much for being here today. Namaste.